Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin. Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC. Did you really think the Galaxy Ranger was an outsider this whole time? Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who... Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die? It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own agenda. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one. and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
The IPC is not the garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do, but you know all this. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. This has all become about you have no... It'll just quietly... That's not fair, right? That's fine. I'm really not asking for much, so I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, and to tear the whole thing down, Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin, while also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to the table. Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony precisely for this very moment. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family, but I trust that you get to find out really what happened and seek justice, and I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. It's what you call a win-win situation. But don't worry, just head back and talk. That navigator is really smart. Oh, and take this. So long, friend. I really am looking forward to it.
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it.
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is...
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd. He doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by that's quick thinking. Leaving it up to fate. Anyway, be careful out there. As for the other questions... I'm not sure the two cases were committed. Plus, it seems unlikely. It's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost. This way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare. Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened. But follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths, and ultimately, all we leave behind are precious memories. Hold on just a sec. There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone, and there's no memo keeper to join you, hopefully it can guide you on my behalf. I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me for hiding something from you. Then, I've something private. What fascinating memories will you bring?
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Let's save some time.
This is ridiculous!
So much has happened.
Better unsheath that blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
It appears the outcome has already been determined.
You're still alive, as are you. You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind, and then go.
Choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room for hesitation.
Vatora's fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that eon, you won't get special treatment.
Ranger, you tread the narrow. We come from the fire, and are born bathed in fire. This burning forms the entire...
Your companions don't seem to think so.
They are my children, and just as I was, they are flames that have yet to burn wide up. But my flames are faint, and
Why?
because on the path they have forged, you have traveled farther than I have. Emanator, you cannot hide your true identity. Destruction is intense, but brief. To cravenly cling to life is to endure an endlessly prolonged existence.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists, just as you exist. Everything exists to be destroyed. Emanators are no different. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, the so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen.
All right. I accept.
You shall witness the most...
A bottomless dream. Yes, that's right. But you've made one small mistake. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but perhaps out of reciprocity. I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
My time.
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances. But They can never cover up who a person really is. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but... Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elliot.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary. He knows my nature. There is but a... However, you appear to be ignorant of this. So it's time for me to inquire.
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. Maybe I can help.
What reason would you have for doing that?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture. I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor?
It's not yet. I don't need help. But I can give you a suggestion. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family.
Already on it.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next, then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for her?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy. I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way, but as you can see, here I am, confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against...
The so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen. That's it. Before we split, is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in the...
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
I knew it.
Hang on. I... don't.
Don't. What?
Your first question was... do you still have dream? I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh reality. For a little light. And to burn. To keep on burning. Until I turn to ash. So, I really envy you.
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan.
I'm sorry.
Reality cruises on in Serenity. Stay strong, everyone.
Let's recap everything.
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has
Looking back, he seemed...
The family's planning on covering up all new...
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their...
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow. After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be against malicious actors among the guests, such as that IPC envoy.
Indeed. He was particularly...
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle. Can we believe him?
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust are ourselves.
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. The fewer facts remaining, I've still got this.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective.
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders to investigate a case that's, in all likelihood, a scandal. Plus, this is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should make things easier for us in the future. As for that Aventurine, well, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the while. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, he can become a reliable ally. We also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move...
So you suggest accepting Aventurine's proposal?
Yes. It's...
I get why, but there's a... No, I can't accept it. Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone, take this time to put together your thoughts.
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
I really love Clocky.
Aventurine said something that he accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without. It was a groundless accusation. Maybe Aventurine's goal was... However, I asked... You've met her many times now. What's your... That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger too. They're eccentric, unpredictable.
Aventurine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. The existence of death will be covered up. An attack on the hotel guests? Aventurine has devoted considerable... I'm just He's clearly a born...
Checked off the list.
I really love...
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up. But I feel like... because... aren't we supposed to be in... Whenever I see the Grand Theater... Yeah, of course. At times like this, we're so lucky to have our crew. The family and the IPC. Everyone has their own plans going on. Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Nobody knows what's happened. Aw, what a mess. But then
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else.
Among our current clues, the 2 murders that she witnessed are the most directly connected. I suggest starting here. One thing I'm curious about is if a
How about we split off into 2 groups?
worth focusing on.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himeko and Mr. Yang go.
I will. Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express. I believe you've met my colleagues.
Welt.
Is there something about my name?
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade, and that you're now attempting to unleash another bloodbath on Penacony.
The Annihilation Gang.
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane. So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable depths. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
That shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide. Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron, those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request. I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it. I think I've been honest enough.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board. Is she okay? That memo keeper...
She's fine. Let's just stick with the topic. Gaining my trust depends on how much you're willing to reveal.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim together. Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion, haven't you?
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
Mm-hmm. By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No, 4 cups. Because the conversation coming up will last forever.
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was and she just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up. I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams, only for people allergic to Soul Glad. And she said,
Really? But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
the guest rooms are charmingly minimalist. An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch, this music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. There are latent memories that linger on it yet. You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things. I know much, and I can predict even more. With some help, the dead can be made to speak. The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well, let me reveal all.
Gradation 12. Dreamscape 12.
Well done, Dubra. Wherever they go, shall be met by annihilation.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one is probably his progeny. This is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted. Then, what happened next is...
They sought refuge in a land of sleep, merely wishing for undisturbed rest, away from the storms. Children of the Flame, this marks your rite of passage.
She won't be necessary. I alone am enough.
When have those on the path of destruction feared death?
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea what lies in wait ahead of them. Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. That's a fact, and that's how it should have... It's like it's been erased. Who's done this?
Who are you? Who are you?
It's... No.
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of My name is Constance. A pleasure.
to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together. But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you, I know what you're looking for. Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me. I wish you unforgettable memories.
Oh. A phone. Wanna listen in?
A few days ago, the IPC made, under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar, the formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment is known for being extremely harsh, constantly faced with the threat of impact from small... This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home, dividing themselves into several tribes to eke out nomad lifestyles as they struggle to survive.
Sigonia. Sigonia. Ravenous eye of land of rock, but not water. Lightning, but not rain. Blood, but not tears. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. Oh, when you took his father, my child was still sleeping in my belly. And where my husband went, I too soon must go. I don't ask for a peaceful death. Otherwise, why would this child be born to face impending death?
Mommy! 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 The rain!
Raining?
It is raining! It's true! Those Outworlders weren't lying to us. They really did summon the rain. Mommy, we can leave here. We can go back home.
Back home. Gaiathra Triclops. You... Darling. Such a lucky child. May the goddess Gaiathra keep your... let your journey and your schemes. Welcome.
Oh, heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad. Didn't expect...
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon the idyllic dream created by the family? Let alone that the victim would be the female lead of the Charmony Festival. To be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself, until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced awake by the dream pool, and it's all as if everything were just a nightmare. That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind the scenes.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned, besides Robin, there was another body. I don't know the exact—
2 murder cases? I told you this murderer is a psycho. And I have to say, the case does represent an opportunity. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. What should we do? Let me think. It's too rare an opportunity to miss out on, so I gotta be careful.
Incredible gambler. Have you already exhausted your limited repertoire of tricks so soon?
There are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward. Robin is what she calls the mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice box, but rather by the resonance of the harmony. If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. Or Robin herself. To get to the bottom of this, I tried every way I could to meet her. But she died. Right before my very eyes.
A complete and utter loss. Incidentally, it seems to have resulted in your rather undignified arrival on the interrogation stand. There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted your alibi. However, for the foreseeable future, you shall, regrettably, find yourself under the vigilant watch of the hounds.
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. I'm starting to break out in a cold sweat. Do you reckon...
A probability? Yes, it exists, but it verges on the infinitesimal. To phrase it in a manner more but if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then there just so happens to be that man wants to see you again.
Who?
Sunday.
Is this a public hearing or a private trial?
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to stoop to the role of a mere messenger.
Fine. Oh, that's great. It's all great. You see, the dead can't talk, but the living can. Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Oh, just you wait and see. That man's sister has died. He can't sit on his hands. Well, without any further ado, let's set off. Lead the way. The show is about to begin.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's fortress and a place where heads of—
Fortress?
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests would never grace these grounds in their lifetimes. Look around while you still have this moment of freedom.
Hey, Doc, whose side are you on anyway?
Who's to say I won't sell you out?
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family, I'll
Follow me and I'll bring you to his parlor. Hold your tongue and...
A short respite, then time for the next fight.
Feeling lucky.
Hey, you two! That's a place of business. No intro—
I was requested by Mr. Sunday to bring him the
Oh, I remember you. Veritas Ratio—
Excuse me.
The one on your head. Of course, it's not.
Right. And as I mentioned, that fantasy.
That's because you can't see it. Like I say, only family can see.
It seems like the idiocy index here.
A dead end.
The door is shut.
I mean,
for security reasons. On the previous.
Maybe we should do the same. A reward with no risk? I'll take it.
Solving a problem by brute force doesn't prove your intelligence. The side room. Don't let me repeat myself.
A short respite, then time for the next fight.
Oh, the bigger the risk, the better the reward.
Take a look.
Let's see some time.
Dangerous thoughts. Harmony and unison.
No dirty
Bang
tricks.
Club.
alright.
Never hesitate! Too slow.
Sure, I'll play along. Spend freely.
Never seen perfection before.
That won't do.
Curiosity. Endless riddles. Nothing but a void. Open sesame. Glimpse the unknown.
The fearless knows not fear. Trap!
Hedge your bets.
Too slow. I venture forth to forever triumphant! Victory is inevitable!
Tonight, stars echo. Welcome to my.
I don't have time for.
Show me what you can do. I'll give you 5. Never hesitate! That won't do.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
I venture forth to forever triumphant! Victory is inevitable! The fearless knows not fear. Trap!
Sure, I'll play along. It's on me.
That won't do. Fangs and never hesitate! Ooh, peerless. Sometimes it's nice to slow down a bit.
All together!
Yeah, it's over already. Fast enough for you.
Six nightingales facing in different directions. They are.
How can nightingales...
There are no eagles in...
Just as I thought.
A truly miraculous...
Really?
I was being sorry.
Oh, impressive.
Do you need me to remind...
Yeah, you're right.
Hold on.
Huh? What's...
No, but this door is...
My friend?
It's a trial. You got to prove your worth to Sunday before... If I'm not wrong, we need to find a way to open this...
Oh, an escape route.
Get serious. I've no time for games. Let's head back. The hint is probably in that prominent sandpit.
Wow. That's an enormous sandpit. I'd love to build a tall building for myself. Once I have enough savings. Oh, look. There's a noticeable...
There wasn't a gap before...
Well, with your brilliant mind, you shouldn't...
Of course. Let's look around. When I see it, I will know it.
Fine. Fine. Why do I feel that we're pursuing a degree in burglary now?
Found it. This is it.
This is hardly enough for a seat at the table.
Take a look. Let the show begin.
Feeling lucky.
Let's save some time. Put them all together! The fearless knows not fear!
Sure, I'll play along. It's on me.
Harmony and unison.
Too slow.
Curiosity. Endless riddles. Nothing but a void. Open sesame. Glimpse the unknown.
Hedge your bets.
Never seen perfection, but expand your thinking.
You're falling apart on your own. Never hesitate!
Huh. And the nameplate reads Gulliver's Arch. Well, I'm amazed you can remember something this tiny. You know, this reminds me of a tunnel I once saw that could shrink people.
If I were you, I would...
Oh, this reminds me of one of those building toys. You know, with the blocks. I've never played with them before. I wonder if it's more interesting than stacking chips. Oh, look. The gap is closed. Oh, good heaven.
Indeed.
Oh, Doctor, you're huge. Oh, actually, I think we could make... Oh, fine. Let's find a way to open the door.
Oh, you want this? Fine. Take it and amuse yourself.
Hello! Welcome to the Golden Hour base model. I am an Oak Soldier. I will be here to guide you through the tour of the base model. Happy to be...
And tell me about the tour.
Hello! I am an Oak Soldier. I will be here to guide... Model. Gen... Please look behind me. Model...
What's up with that? Now the family's toys are trying to frame me? I didn't do a thing to it, Doc. You've got to be my witness.
I saw nothing.
Oh, capsule machine. So, I was right. These models have interiors that look exactly like the real buildings. The only difference is that no one lives in them. Funny that Sunday puts a miniature that makes him seem like a giant by comparison right where he can see it first thing in the morning. Insecure much?
All together! Yeah, it's over already. Fast enough for you?
Oh, one of the fragments flew upstairs. I'll need to use the pinball machine to flick myself up there. But it's tough.
Slow down a bit. Let's save some time.
Oh, great. Doc! I'll need your brick.
There's no need to yell. I can hear you. The pinball machine. Finally, a moment of peace.
For the theater of the mediocre.
Ample supplies.
Let's save some time. Yeah, it's over already. Fast enough for you?
That's it. Pleasant moments of solitude are always fleeting.
Oh, you're back. Just place it. Thanks, Doc. Oh, Ratio, you should come in here and take a look. The view here is breathtaking. Honestly, you could easily squash me with just a pinch.
If that is your wish, I will do so without a moment's hesitation.
All done. Piece of cake. This is hardly enough for a seat at the table. Oh, the bigger the risk, the better the reward.
Take a look. This is pure.
Feeling lucky.
Let's save some time.
Dangerous thoughts. Harmony and unison. Tonight, souls shall embrace. Star's Echo!
For hesitate! Trap!
Hedge your bet. Spend freely.
Too slow.
Curiosity. Endless riddles. Nothing but a void.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off!
Expand your thinking. Watch it crumble.
No dirty tricks, all right?
You need to get stronger. Show me what you can do.
I don't have time for open sesame.
I venture forth forever. Triumphant! Victory is inevitable! The fearless knows not fear. Trap!
Sure, I'll play along. It's on me.
That won't do.
My song.
No dirty tricks. Watch your head.
Never hesitate! Too slow.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off!
Never seen perfection before?
I hope for an end to strife in the world. Fascinating. That kind of tickles. Tonight. So Star's Echo!
I venture forth to hunt. Forever. Triumphant! Victory is inevitable! The fearless knows not fear.
All done. Piece of cake.
Peerless.
And the joyous tour of Toy City has come to an end. Makes me feel sad. Penacony isn't all bad, right? I'll use this interesting experience as a talking point at the poker table.
It's a pity you made it out of the sandpit alive.
Yeah.
Tell me about your plan.
I don't have a plan. I'll just play it by ear.
Looks like sincerity.
Am I not sincere enough? There's no need to emphasize it. We've got to make good use of death. That man's sister is dead. He won't be able to turn a blind eye, and that's fear. And I'll help him find the murderer. He can't do it due to his status and position, but I can. And that's benefit.
On what basis do you believe he's incapable, necessitating the delegation to someone from a rival faction, the IPC?
Simple. Because that murderer could very well be a traitor hiding inside the family.
Do you mean the Galaxy Ranger whom you accused?
That was just an excuse, good doctor. There's something wrong with that woman, and we need someone who can keep her in check. It's better to minimize the variables outside our control while we execute our plans. Moreover, I need to know her identity, if I'm lucky. But honestly, the murder case is likely unrelated to her. We'll see. Using Robin's death as if the chance of winning is just beyond this door.
Ah, the charming audacity.
3 chips are enough. All or nothing.
It seems my puzzles are too effortless for you, IPC Ambassador.
I appreciate your words. And I see you put a lot of effort into welcoming me, Mr. Sunday. However, this is no way to greet a...
Well, this isn't an invitation. I imagine this knowledgeable doctor friend of yours has been of great help, yes?
Certainly. You ought to know this better than I do. He's already faithfully fulfilled his duties.
Yes. The doctor has assured me I have come to know you very well as a person, Mr. Aventurine. You're diligent, generous, and willing to cooperate. But there's one thing I must ask you. That is, you've used your wisdom at the wrong place to meet the wrong person and put yourself in a situation where you shouldn't be, witnessing a tragedy that shouldn't have happened.
You don't look too well. Am I making you anxious? If not, then it means I'm on your side.
If I wasn't mistaken, you'd just made a serious accusation against the family.
No, you weren't mistaken. There's no need for us to be evasive. Who could be responsible for this? Many suspect the culprit is among the outsiders, but I know you hold a different opinion. Now your noble status has become a shackle, preventing you from apprehending the murderer just because you're out on a limb. But don't worry, I'm on your side.
I'm immensely honored by your concern for me, Mr. Aventurine, since you're so selfless and generous.
Well, naturally, you wouldn't incur any loss from this. I just want to reclaim what is mine. My liberty and the personal items under the family's custody.
The box in which the
That's right.
Cornerstone. I've heard it's a treasured asset of the Strategic Investment Department. A sacred for an object so precious.
Well, I'm sure you're aware of the high level of risk I'll be undertaking.
Mr. Aventurine, when you're out and about, do you always make adjustments to your appearance? Your tie should be on the center line. Your shirt must not protrude from your vest. Your trouser creases should be perfectly straight, and always aligned with the tips of your shoes.
Of course.
But I don't, because it's not appropriate to do so in public. You should make sure everything is presentable, and I'm not the kind that takes risks. The cornerstone must be in the custody of the family.
No room for negotiation.
Please, don't let me turn you down twice.
Sure. The gift money is good enough. I suppose you wouldn't mind that. After all...
You compromised quicker than I thought. Unfortunately, the fact that you can decisively forsake the box you asked for, what exactly is... Oh, triple-faced soul, please sear his tongue and palms with a hot iron, so that he will not be able to... Under the light of the harmony, all wickedness is revealed. I implore them to shed their light, and I'll ask you questions on their behalf. Next.
And if I refuse to answer?
You can try, and we'll see if the harmony rejects. Question. Do you own a cornerstone?
Yes.
What a simple answer. You, too, understand that idle chatter leads only to poverty. Did you hand over the cornerstone to the family when you entered Penacony?
Yes.
Does the cornerstone you handed over to the family belong to you?
Yes.
Is your cornerstone in this room right now?
Yes.
Is your memory free from any kind of tampering or deletion, encompassing but not restricted to the techniques of the Garden of Recollection?
Yes.
Are you an Avgin from Sigonia?
Yes.
Do the Avgins have any ability to read, tamper with, or manipulate one's own?
No. Does it matter?
Do you love your family more than yourself?
Yes.
All the Avgins were killed in a massacre. Am I right?
No.
Are you your clan's sole survivor? Do you hate and wish to destroy this world with your own hands?
I don't know.
Interesting. Now, the final question. Can you swear that at this very moment, the Aventurine stone is safe and sound in this box?
Of course.
Looks like we can get an answer. Open it, Mr. Aventurine. It's your last chance to defend your honor. Please. Are these what you're looking for? Since you came as promised, learned doctor, does this mean that you are willing to take the side of the family in this farce?
What makes you think you can convince me?
I've heard you haven't enjoyed Mr. Aventurine's company. I also understand that you're an avid learner who sees the pursuit of knowledge above all.
In that case, you ought to realize that a competent scholar knows their position and wouldn't forsake more vital matters for the sake of petty pride.
If you agree to assist the family, I'll share our research findings on the Stellaron. You must be quite aware that, besides the family, no other faction is willing to share such information.
Cut to the chase. What do you need from me?
I need Mr. Aventurine's...
Haven't you confiscated his cornerstone? You can't expect a featherless bird to take flight.
But I've also heard the 10 elites in the Strategic Investment Department have united, progressing together in the interests of the IPC.
You'll have to speak more clearly than that.
The cornerstone, which Mr. Aventurine surrendered. Was it really his?
You question whether he was someone else's cornerstone. The 10 Stonehearts aren't as united as you think. Cornerstones are significantly...
But you know that he's a crazed gambler. The more vocal he is about it, the more...
I never imagined someone would share his way of thinking. Honestly, you should see a shrink. Bring it. The box containing the cornerstone is unique, and only IPC senior staff and related members can act. Unfortunately, your guess.
The Golden Stone.
This is the very ruse he intends to use to fool you. He won't reveal to you that the 10 Stonehearts chisel their own will into the cornerstones, granting them an unparalleled radiance.
And this golden stone is also known as a topaz, not a Aventurine. And it belongs to Topaz.
So, do you wish to confront him?
Not at the moment. I'm more interested to know the location of his cornerstone.
The safest place somewhere you'd never think of. Because he never intended to hide it. In fact, that cornerstone has been in your hands from the very beginning.
I see. This bag. Mixing a cornerstone, more precious than life itself, with a bunch of worthless jewels, disguised as a gift of money waiting to be confiscated, is indeed in line with Mr. Aventurine's style.
Then he makes up some trivial excuse, downplaying the matter, and requests the gift money. This is a gamble, one he's all too familiar with, betting on your single misstep, leading to a total loss.
Learned Doctor, I am grateful for your help. The family will surely reward a righteous person like you. As for the villain, I hope he retreats in humiliation. It was all thanks to your friend with a keen eye that I could add a blot of utter failure to your storied career.
Ratio, you wretch.
Finally shown your true colors, huh? Oh, and just to remind you, you currently only have 17 system hours left to live. Treasure your remaining time, and savor the delectable aftertaste of defeat.
You might as well explain yourself a little more clearly.
What I performed on you just now was the Harmony's consecration. You were to show allegiance beneath the illumination of their grace. Yet you acted willfully, uttering...
Is this what the Harmony represents? But is it built upon
You misunderstand, Mr. Aventurine. Punishment is meant for the irreverent. But I have seen your resilient spirit, and thus I offer you the possibility of a new beginning. Throughout these 17 system hours, you will be unable to escape the dreamscape, or contact any of your companions. You only have 2 paths before you, and it all depends on whether you can complete my test within the time limit. Should you succeed, you will be able to coalesce into the harmony and be with your family. If you fail, you will suffer the wrath of the eternal Centurion and fall into an abyss of doom.
Sounds like I'm gonna end up the same either way.
I indeed do need a servant to help me uncover the evil